You're not really achieving much there.
Nope, I'm not. How do I put this thing away? That's how I put it away.
Is this a train station? They have signs for platforms.
Yeah.
Ooh, a
bunch of dead angels.
dead angel.
Okay. Do we want to switch games soon?
Switch to what?
Octopath.
Oh, you wanted to switch to Octopath?
Yeah, we should do a little bit of Octopath before we go to bed tonight. Let's get to the next Vulgrim shop, how about?
But is this going to be an entire dungeon to kill the Griever?
Yeah, but there's going to be a Vulgrim shop around here. There's always a Vulgrim shop around everywhere. Every location has one.
There's so many dead angels in this place.
Yup. Griever ain't grieving for them.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the ability to break those, but yeah, I think we're already in the Griever dungeon proper. Was there a door I missed?
Well, I thought you just used that to get to the second level,
yeah,
didn't
but
you?
it's on the other side of the crystal. Oh. Door right over there. Did Wander ever finish Children of the Zodiacs? Nope.
No, we never did get back to that.
I got frustrated by it because effectively...
You had to grind between sessions,
yeah,
right?
Between every mission, the difficulty would like crank up by like a ton, so you had to do a bunch of grinding. And there's a certain amount of not fun that is...
In order to finish Lost Sphere right now, we have gotten back to recording Lost Sphere. You've been having to grind between every single boss.
I have it on easy mode.
Yeah, and you switched to easy mode.
It's still like... the bosses are just straight up one-shotting me, and I'm like, this isn't good. This is bad. This is bad design. Hopefully, Octopath isn't as big of a deal. I mean, nice part is both Octopath and Lost Sphere are both on the Switch, so I can kind of grind when we're just lying in bed. We just haven't had the chance to lie in bed lately because of this game.
Yeah, and I like watching Netflix shows.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
they have a lot of really fun sci-fi fantasy series. I suppose the most recent one I've been watching, though, has been more of a...
not going to be a
vampires and werewolves
We might actually
drama.
have to complete this dungeon first. Well, it's fine. This boss is a lot easier than,
Now, there's electrical cable. Watch out. I don't know if that was supposed to
No, the water down here is okay.
Okay.
Bunch of little buggers. But that's okay.
Ooh, fun.
There we go.
Just have a whirlwind.
Yeah. I got a couple of moves.
But yeah, it's funny. Every single cutscene, War's just Illidan, essentially. But he is voiced by the same actor, so it makes sense.
Does that work? No. Can I break that? No. Huh. Yeah, we're supposed to lower the water level. I don't remember this dungeon being particularly long either. But then again, I didn't remember the previous dungeon being as long as it was. Forgot about the whole underground section. With all the towers. Though it was kind of a temporary forget.
That's a massive crystal. Now, what created these crystals?
You know, I don't know if they ever say.
I was thinking it was perhaps leftover angelic essence or crystallized. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. Because there's no ice-themed boss. And
that's no normal ice.
There's the Griever, there's the Tower, there's Batwoman, and there's the Worm. And those are the 4, I believe. I think the Tower is one of them. If anybody else remembers this, I'd love confirmation. But yeah, I don't know.
Was there a special chest or something up higher in the shaft?
There's a bunch of stuff. I can look around. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
So you need to ignite that as well. Yeah, I was just wondering if there was something even further.
No, you can't go further up.
Oh. It just looked like it for a moment.
Yeah. Whee!
So aren't you gonna ignite the flame with
I'm
your...
gonna fight the dudes first.
Oh, okay. They probably wouldn't have aggroed on you if you hadn't
Yeah,
gone
but I gotta
right.
fight them anyway.
Yeah.
Like saying, don't fight the monsters, you can fight them later. I guess you're not wrong. But it's gonna be more of a pain in the butt. Especially because I gotta go places. I don't necessarily know if I have to go down here. But my assumption is...
What can you blast? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have done that from up high. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to... Yeah, I'm gonna have to... I don't think I got a shortcut.
Is there a place for Vulgar in this? Or is it legit a dungeon?
I think we are actually legit in a dungeon. I think we missed the Vulgrim spot. We had one before the whole challenge. Like, I think the whole section with, Ulthane was actually, kind of the beginning of the dungeon. Like, no, this place is bigger, now that I'm thinking about it. I distinctly remember there being some, like, big outside sections, I think. I don't really remember. Okay, good. And my Explodey is still hanging out there.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yep. Let's see, there should be checkpoints. Oh, there are checkpoints everywhere. This game has... that little symbol there is a checkpoint. I can also save this game whenever. I was just hoping I could talk to Vulgrim. Go shopping and whatnot.
Ooh, this looks like a place for a fight.
Of course. No enemy type. Sorta. Pretty similar to the previous ones. This dungeon is large. I think it's more geographically large than time spent, but I could be wrong.
Slippery little guy, huh? But
Dead little guy.
dead. Whoa. Now there are multiple.
Yeah, so, this is kind of your classic recolor enemy type.
What
I don't mind
color
it too
were they
much.
before? Green?
They were kind of the pinkish tan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, these guys have more of a blue and gold.
Yep, but so they're going to be a little bit tougher, do a little bit more damage, have a couple of extra new moves. I mean, it's standard.
And yeah, those pipes probably lead to nowhere.
I also don't mind going a little bit long tonight. Like, this game is actually making me feel really...
It's
like,
fun.
Yeah, it is legitimate. Ugh. Ow. Stupid stun locking.
And even though I'm
dingoes.
just an observer, I find this game fun to watch.
Well, it's a spectacle fighter. Like, so part of the reason why,
That's why turn-based fights never interest me.
At the same time, like, I
like the slow-mos in certain sections, too.
Yep. Alright, fine.
And look, they choreographed an entrance.
Yeah.
And there's a chest in that room.
I think I can extend the rage meter a little bit longer. Let's see, there are no autosaves in this game, aren't there? I don't necessarily know, but it is constantly checkpointing us.
Where did he bust through? There on the left.
Yep. We should probably save, though. I haven't saved in,
Since the cathedral.
Yeah.
That would have been bad.
When was the last one of those? Yeah, I'm consistently saving it about every hour and a half.
Which conveniently tends to be between each boss area? With an occasional event in between.
One thing I like about the Abyssal Armor pieces is generally they're pretty easy to find. How's my HP? my HP is fine. But then again, I'm not coming back
HP
through
bar.
this. Well, it's only going to heal me a smidge. Like 1 health bar. But at the same time, it's going to be a while before we come down that passageway again, if ever. Michelle, you played D&D. What do you mean you hate turn-based combat? I actually will admit, I don't like the combat in D&D. It can be fun.
How can you play action-based combat in Dungeons and Dragons?
That's what 4th edition was supposed to be.
Really? Mm-hmm. How would you do it?
You had, like, special moves and stuff. And, like, limited encounter abilities. Like, a bunch of things. It really looked like it was
people would still have to take turns saying what they do, right?
Yeah, but, like, imagine if instead of just hitting something with your sword, you had, like, 3 different special attacks, and each did something a little bit different. Effectively combat maneuvers instead of just, like, regular attacks. Mm-hmm. And it was actually quite compelling. The problem was, like, it came at the cost of... Oops. It came at the cost of actually making the
game balanced or good?
Well, no, it was balanced,
because
but it was almost, like, too balanced.
I thought you said 4th edition was a game that people disliked.
It was. It was too different. Like, it was way too different, and...
I'm actually really intrigued to learn more about other dice systems.
Yeah. I mean, there are some other interesting dice systems.
Because I think the source book that you had me read for Vampire the Masquerade was a die 10 system, where you just accumulate a number of die to determine what your outcomes are. And it's not a flat number. It's not a 15 is a success or 14 is a fail. Mm-hmm. It's a, oh, you have such and such strength and such stamina. You know, see if you get sick with this. And you're like, okay, I have 2 dice in stamina and 1 dice in Constitution or something. I don't know if that's what they actually have in Vampire the Masquerade. I'd have to look back at it. So then you have a dice pool of, 3.
Yeah, okay, I mean, it could be interesting.
Roll your 3 dice, and from there, you crit if the majority of them are 10s, and there's a pass or fail depending on the difficulty of the maneuver that you're doing. So I think it's like 1 to 3 is normal, and 3 to 4 or 5. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So using a combination of all 3 dice to determine whether something succeeds or fails, but more often than not, if 2 of them are above and 1 is below, then you succeed. Do you understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. And if you think about it, everyone loves their sets of isometric die, right? Well, it's not isometric die, blah, polyhedral die. But it's nice to just use 1 type. I suppose that's why you see... You're familiar with Chessex dice, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, our dice are Chessex dice. Not that we actually use our dice because we don't meet people in person. But it's a reliable die company. I noticed that aside from the polyhedral sets that contain the 7... I believe that you typically have the 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20, and 100. But the 100's really in 10s, though.
Hey, now I'm symmetrical.
Ooh, that you are. With power fists.
Actually, I think the right fist is bigger now.
No, oh, it is, yeah, it's a different gauntlet entirely.
Now we've got one of these suckers.
I like this guy's design,
yeah,
especially
cool.
the glowy crags in his shoulders. Those horns, though. Man, his skull must extend all the way back.
I'm trying to get the timing down on the
tiny.
counterattacks on him. It's not going great.
Yeah, so what I was saying was I noticed that Chessex actually sells packages of dice that are just die 6s or die 10s. And I find that interesting because you go, oh, if you think about it, it would make sense for games that use the die 10 system, which, I mean, as far as I know, it's only been Vampire the Masquerade, but maybe there are others. I mean, 10's a nice number.
It is fascinating. Yeah.
And then 6s are so common in board games and whatnot.
I might actually just die here. I've taken a ton of damage.
I'd fight to the bitter end.
I mean, I will.
But you also shouldn't. It's one of the, oh wait, B.
Let's see if I can actually take this guy in a... There we go. Yeah, this is what I was supposed to do. It is fascinating how much this game is taken from God of War.
And then you break off his second horn and chop off his head.
Gross. Yeah, so that's something that I like to do in God of War that came out now. Or came out this year. And I'm realizing this game took it from one of the Gods of Wars. 100%.
Oh, there you go. You have some health? No health.
I got like one little... There's a health chest over there. I was just expecting that I would die.
See? Perseverance.
I mean, no, I was just saying, like, I might die. Oh, come on.
Oh, a second one. Okay, well now this is potentially bad. No, I just find that you... Okay, this is bad. You got some health there.
Yeah, I got some tricks.
Can you open the chest in the middle of combat?
Potentially. Oh, there I go. Wow, that thing did a ton of damage. But yeah, I was trying to learn the counterattack timing on Big Dude, but yeah, usually I'll try and kind of push for it, but this is not one of those games that so in God of War, I could like guts my way through like a lot of extra fights because the combat was really, really tight. Unfortunately, this is not one of those games. Darksiders 2 is. That like the dodging feels much better and you can kind of just zip around and so on and so forth. This game, it's kind of one of those where like you can
Focus.
Yeah. So this is one of those games where like you hit the dodge button, your character will slide wherever, and it doesn't feel...
Oh, there you go.
It doesn't feel nearly as, like, good as, It doesn't feel as good as, like, Dark Souls or the most recent God of War, you know... Oh.
You already did tear his horn off.
Yeah, but I didn't kill him.
I think you always have to tear off the second horn before you can kill him. Oh, man.
No. I could have killed him there, but I was...
It just had the dismount animation.
Yeah, I was trying to use him to...
Maybe you have to kind of gauge when he throws you off.
There it goes. No, it's... I actually have to... So, I can just pilot him effectively.
Or you can slay him.
Or you can slay him, and one goes a lot faster at killing him than the others. But yeah, I've got a bunch more. Oh, hey, Stump Friends. Ooh, what were Ash and Jazzy doing tonight? I forgot that Thursdays they're like couple time.
You don't have a designated couple time for me.
Nope. But they are also a group of 4 people that play games together with like a set schedule. We are...
Yours is a bit more fluid and determined by who's available.
Yep. Witcher 3. Come on.
Oh no, he headbutted you. Yeah, grab on. Let's go. Okay, that's good. When are you gonna... Oh!
Yeah,
oh,
we only took a horn off.
him.
I was not hitting him enough.
Yeah, because he's quite potent. Oh, there you go.
Yep. Fortunately, these guys are pretty injured.
I'm
but
surprised he hasn't used his tail more often to attack, given how it seems to
yeah,
have that
got kind of a
ankylosaur
clubbish...
bulge. Yeah. A club would be a better term.
Yep.
Rather than bulge.
There we go. Oof.
And there's your health chest.
That's hurty. So that was probably the halfway point for the dungeon, I think.
Alright.
No, I didn't get the key yet.
Yeah, you need to acquire it.
Oh, right. I can break the ice now.
Hey, you can punch.
See, do you play as Death in this game? No, you play as Death in,
Darksiders 2.
Yep.
This is Darksiders 1, so this is War.
Yep, so we play as War in this one. And then second one we'll play as Death, and the next is Fury, which comes out in November. Which is why we're, kind of playing this now. Honestly, we probably
Even though we have played it in the past.
Yeah, no, we've already... I very rarely will replay games. Almost never for YouTube.
Such a great game, though.
But yeah, this series, deserves a second playthrough from me. Especially because, yeah, I didn't record it the first time because we were in college, and I didn't even think of YouTube as a thing.
It's funny because the dawn of YouTubing... I mean, I only remember ever having used YouTube for watching people's Flash animations or cutscenes from video games.
Just starting to become a thing when we were freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I learned of Let's Plays almost immediately-ish, as like soon as they became a thing. No, Let's Plays I think officially started like well before, but like video Let's Plays were like 2007, 2008, I think it was. And so it was freshman of, or it was fall of freshman year. I was hanging out in my neighbor's room across the hall, and they're like, "Yo, check this out!" And we watched a Metal Gear Solid 2 playthrough together. And it was fun. It was actually really fun.
Who had played it?
Chip Cheesem and General Ironicus.
Okay.
You know the people we were watching that Uncharted playthrough of?
Yes. Oh, well.
Normally...
Still going strong, I suppose.
Sort of. So...
Okay, so you're gonna drag this. Is this a mecha... Oh, never mind. What will you need that mechanism for? Just to provide a stable platform.
I think I'm supposed to... Yeah, I'm supposed to get this across.
Do they still have train stations like this? I
Not
always
really.
remember turnstiles. Do they still have turnstiles at train stations?
Yeah.
I just remember that from Thomas the Tank Engine.
But no, Chip and Ironicus are still kind of going. I wouldn't say they're like, well, I wouldn't say they have had like nearly the level of success that I've had, but both of them are working professionals. So I wouldn't exactly say that I can even compare them fairly.
Working professionals? What do they work on?
Let's see. Chip Cheesem is the like editor of their videos and whatnot. And he's the one, so they do like 100% Let's Plays or like close to.
Oh, okay.
Generally on like maximum difficulty and some other things. These are the only YouTubers I will ever actually give a shout out to. Because they got me into this and they deserve it. And they don't know I exist, but I will continually give them shout outs regardless. But so Chip was an editor for Volition, making like videos for them.
Volition? What was Volition?
Saints Row? Oh no.
Oh no!
I thought that was...
Oh, time to move it around.
Yep. Back we go. Long way. but he got laid off because Agents of Mayhem was a bad game. And,
That's always a shame. It just takes one project. And sometimes people even get laid off in the midst of a project.
Yeah. I mean, it's not uncommon for developers to actually just lay people off at the end of every project. But Volition's been kind of having a hard time because they hit, like, a huge stride with Saints Row, which was an awesome game, regardless of what you say. Honestly, Saints Row 1 and 2 were kind of bad, but it was enough to keep the studio going. Oh. Am I supposed to fire it at a platform? No? Oh, no, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I did
You need
wrong.
to lift it to the final one, correct?
Yeah, well, I gotta lift this one. I was trying to fire it directly across and it didn't work. But so... Volition kind of struck gold with Saints Row 3, and to a lesser degree with Saints Row 4. Because Saints Row 4 was kind of reskin, and a lot of people give it crap for that. For, I would say, justifiable reasons. Because I enjoyed Saints Row 4, but it definitely, I mean, it was the same city, and just like, oh, okay. I actually like Saints Row 2 kind of as well, because it was a little bit... Well, no, Saints Row 3 was definitely where they hit their stride and then lost it. I don't know.
Ah, now you can finally access this.
Yep. Was there anything else in here? There were a couple of treasure chests, but one was for health, and one was for...
Probably don't want to jump across that expanse.
Well, I
It's
can
a bit
always
too
get
expensive.
back. Like, traversing this is really easy. I'm gonna pop down and double check I grabbed everything. I might as well just grab
But
everything
isn't
anyway.
the issue you need to be at the bottom so you can jump up onto the first platform?
Nah.
No? Not anymore? Did you lower it?
I can just jump across.
Okay.
It was just getting that engine thing across that was the main issue.
Mm-hmm.
Saints Row 2 still had Johnny Gat. I really didn't like Johnny Gat for whatever reason. I found him to be an unconvincing character. Supposedly everybody loved him, but he just felt like kind of a bad meme to me. Is there something in this cave up here? Yep.
An underwater cave.
Unless this is...
Oh, wait,
is
wait.
this...
Yeah, look in that room, that
Is
side
this how I
room.
came in? Yeah, this is how I came in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's nothing to spy
Yeah.
upon through the grating.
Nope, there's nothing special. I just wanted to make sure, because it felt like there would be something else, but it looks like I've grabbed everything. That's good.
It almost looked like they used these elevators to tuck the trains into alcoves in the walls before lifting them down and arranging them onto the tracks. I find that rather interesting.
We...
Now that I think about it, where do subways sleep at night? Or do
Subway
they...
trains?
Yeah,
Oh, whoops.
because trains don't run 24/7, correct?
Depends on the
I suppose
city.
you li- I
But no,
suppose you
there's
lived in a city where-
there's train depots. Oftentimes, actually, what they do is they just leave them at a station.
At a station.
Yeah.
They better make sure that no one knows what station they're leaving them at to enter or something. I don't know.
Well, no, they'll shut down largely at the same time. So effectively, there'd be like several trains that would stay in Alewife in Boston, and several that would stay at Harvard Square and whatever. More or less so, as soon as opening time happens, it's just...
Business as usual.
Yep.
End of the line.
I don't know. I always felt like it was a decent system. It never felt...
I think I've only ever been on subways in Boston and New York.
Yeah.
Where else would subways exist?
Pretty much every major city.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I know that my home city had one, a single one at one point, but then in the 80s they decided it wasn't worth it and tore it out, and now there's been a huge push to get it back.
Well, to some degree, public transportation is incredibly...
Public transportation was phased out largely because the automotive company... Oh!
Yeah,
the automotive company wanted to push fuel and tires.
Yeah.
Remember when the saying used to be, what was it? A chicken in every pot and a car in every garage? It's funny because my grandmother's house is a 50s house, so of course it only has a one-car garage. Now everyone's expected to have 2 or 3 per family.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm really salty that the automotive industry was so damaging to public transportation.
Looks like she played you again. If at first you don't succeed, I guess.
Because, why is he still here?
People get stuck in traffic for hours in
Yeah,
cities.
we actually had like a burgeoning like public transportation system across the whole nation, and it was great. Trolleys, subways, bunch of other things, and then effectively the automotive industry is like, shit, you know, we can't let this survive because people are going to become dependent on public transportation instead and kill our product line. So they lobbied a ton of money into effectively killing the trolley industry and making it impossible to for, you know, trolley companies to actually. I think they made like a law that the trolleys had to have tires or some shit. It was stupid.
At that point, they became buses, and you can actually find trolley buses.
But it didn't work so great.
No, I'm glad that there are places like, what, San Francisco, that are known to have trolleys.
Not even anymore. Their trolleys are straight up just decorative.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
No, they have to have functioning trolleys.
They'd have functioning trolleys, but you take the above ground tram and or subway. Like, I was in San Francisco a couple years ago.
What were you riding around in Budapest? Were those trams?
Yeah, those are trams.
Because they were essentially above ground subway cars.
Yep.
And of the old variety. Do you remember that one station? It was ancient. I think it had been built in the 1800s. That's when trolleys, or not trolleys, subways started, like at the very tail end, correct?
Depends?
Or maybe it was like the for some reason, I remember the station had a plaque or mosaic from late 1800s, but it could have been the very early 1900s. I'd have to look into it. It's actually quite fascinating reading into the origins of the subway. An issue for them initially was how to get oxygen down there and ensure that their workers... I think the first system was actually built kind of in secret because the guy that had invented it had actually broken the law and dug out his tunnel against the city's wishes or something. I don't know. It was an interesting story. I'll have to go look back and see what the truth of it was.
Oh, I see. I kind of get what's going on. Let's break this. I don't really know how to progress through this area. I kind of do. Mostly hoping we'd have another HP chest. But whatever.
Or maybe it ran on pumped air or something weird.
No.
Well, it looks like you can drag it.
Yeah, but that's not enough to get up there.
Oh, what were you trying to get up to?
There's a climb spot. But it's,
this is the
it's
turnstile.
no good. Yeah, so I gotta...
Just what I was looking for.
I gotta get it somewhere else. To actually make it where I want. I don't know. I don't really remember this section. Alright, that should be good. Punch it again, I bet. Nah, not in that direction. We're not trying to break that. Game is not that fancy. I'm supposed to
probably need to
turn
raise
it
that
and
first.
move it or something, yeah. Let's see what happens when we start interacting with some integrating. Let's see what happens when we start math. When we start messing with these. Oh, we're supposed to get the train on. Oh, wait, hold on. So, we're supposed to get the train car on instead of the...
And switch places so that you can get up to the ledge that you need.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you kick that one off?
The question is, which direction am I trying to go?
True.
Oh, we're just trying to go back. Okay, well, this is really easy then. Because all I have to do is just bring this back this direction.
Limey Avenue?
What? Oh, yeah. Maybe this is supposed to be like, London.
Really?
Coulda. I don't know.
I just thought that that map that we saw initially was the United States. Getting pummeled.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's supposed to be a non-specific city, so they don't offend people.
Doesn't stop Fallout. You got to run around Boston a little bit.
Yeah, sorta. It was... My town doesn't exist on that map. Like, geographically, it's not there.
Also, we were playing in Boston with Last of Us. Like, it was funny because we had actually, there was that battle in the State House.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my mom's friend gave us a tour of it at one point because she actually... I think she...
They were a little bit more accurate, but not really.
Yeah. Helped with curating the art there. So we got to see all the old portraiture of various governors from centuries and centuries.
Oh, that's interesting. I guess it makes sense the gauntlet doesn't
It's
stand a
interesting
chance.
how... Wasn't she discussing with us about gerrymandering and how it was happening even back then?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, your mother's friend does not like gerrymandering. Nobody should. Gerrymandering is evil.
I wonder how that word was even formed.
I think it was actually named after the person that came up with it.
Gerrymander?
Yeah.
Would that be his last name?
Something like that, yeah.
Gerrymander. Jerry?
I think it was his whole last name. I could be wrong,
Probably
though.
a full last name.
But no, voter suppression of any kind is straight up like an evil thing. It originally...
Now, is Jerry a nickname for James?
Gerald.
Or Gerald. That's a name that you don't hear much of anymore.
I know a couple of Geralds.
You know Geralds?
Yeah. There were two.
Oh.
Oh,
It's
no.
like a blade lady.
Oh, no.
You don't like her?
No, they stun lock you.
Oh, no.
That move.
Oh, no. But you got her with your blade, so... Sort of like a blade lich.
Yeah,
You do have your demon mode.
Yeah, I do have it. I just...
Oh, BBB.
Yeah, no, they're not actually that tough. It's just when you fight multiple of them, they like to stun lock you really hard.
Speaking of...